Ridge and Taylor Join Steffy for Thanksgiving. Recap. On today's The Bold and the Beautiful recap, Sheila appreciates the change in Deacon. Daphne and Carter are thankful for Deacon and Sheila welcoming them for their Thanksgiving celebration. The couple exit and Sheila says she is impressed by the new and improved Deacon Sharp. Sheila says she is also new and improved and shows her foot with new nail polish and 8 toes. She says how thankful she is for husband and for Taylor. Previous The Bold and the Beautiful Ban B. Recap. Dylan confesses to running down Luna. Ridge checks in with Taylor on The Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor and Ridge are hanging out and cooking with Steffy and her brood for the holiday. Ridge says he is making the rounds to hang out with the folks that mean something to him. He says he had lunch with his father and Eric, and Taylor says how happy they are to have him there. He checks in on Taylor and says she is feeling better and exactly where she needs to be. What did you think of today's episode? Sound off in the comments and watch the video clip below. Keep checking back for the latest The Bold and the Beautiful recaps. This story was originally published by Daytime Confidential on November 26, 2025, where it first appeared in the Bold and the Beautiful section. Add Daytime Confidential as a preferred source by clicking here. Thanksgiving morning in Malibu began the way many family holidays did for the Forresters, quiet on the surface, but humming with all the emotional undercurrents that only this family could generate. Steffy Forrester Finnegan stepped onto her patio with a mug of ginger tea, watching the Pacific glitter beneath a pale autumn sun. The holiday smelled like cinnamon, roasting herbs, and something else, possibility. This year was different. This year, both her parents were coming. She hadn't said that part out loud to anyone except Finn, who had responded with a cautious, "You sure that's a good idea?" followed by a diplomatic kiss on her forehead. But she was sure. Or at least, sure enough to try. Today wasn't about reconciliation or romantic tension or trying to turn back the clock. It was simply about gathering. About letting her parents exist in the same space without expectation, without pressure. Steffy was determined to host Thanksgiving with grace, humor, and if necessary, an emergency backup bottle of wine hidden in the pantry. The arrival of Ridge. The first knock came earlier than she expected. It had Ridge Forrester written all over it, punctual, controlled, and firm enough to signal, "This is my house now," even though it wasn't. Steffy opened the door and found her father standing there, wearing a soft gray sweater and holding a bouquet of deep red flowers, amaranths, eucalyptus, and late-season roses. It was the kind of bouquet Ridge believed a man should bring when entering a holiday gathering. Something grand. Something intentional. "Happy Thanksgiving, sweetheart," he said. Steffy hugged him tightly. "Dad, those are gorgeous. Mom's going to—" She stopped short. She hadn't meant to say mom so soon. Ridge's eyebrows lifted, then softened. "Taylor's coming?" Steffy folded her arms, bracing herself for the reaction. "Just, I invited her. I wanted all of us together." There was a pause, not uncomfortable, exactly, but thick with unspoken questions. Then Ridge nodded once. "That's good. It's been a long time." Steffy exhaled. That had gone far better than she'd rehearsed. Taylor's turn. 23 minutes later, Steffy was counting. It was impossible not to. Another knock sounded. This one was lighter, almost playful, as though it had floated down the beach before reaching the door. Taylor Hayes stood on the porch holding a pie dish wrapped in a warm towel. Wisps of her hair framed her face in the sea breeze, and she looked equal parts therapist, mother, and woman who was absolutely prepared for whatever emotional turbulence the day might bring. "Don't panic," she said cheerfully as Steffy opened the door. "It's not pumpkin. I made apple. Cinnamon. Classic. Non-provocative." Steffy laughed. "Mom, pies aren't provocative." "You would be surprised," Taylor said knowingly. "In this family, anything can be a catalyst." Steffy wrapped her in a hug. And that was the exact moment Ridge stepped out of the living room. The air shifted. Thanksgiving spices seemed to hold their breath. Ridge cleared his throat. "Taylor." "Ridge." Her smile was polite, warm, practiced, yet undeniably touched by something real. They had been in the same room since returning to, but never like this. Never in a house where family photos lined the shelves, where memories whispered from every corner. Steffi pretended not to notice the energy between them. Focus, she told herself. Dinner. Gratitude. Harmony. Finn entered, relief washing over him when he saw both parents standing respectfully apart and not attempting to solve the past 20 years in the foyer. Settling in. The afternoon unfolded slowly in a way that felt almost domestic. Ridge offered to carve vegetables. Taylor insisted on seasoning them. At one point, they accidentally reached for the same jar of thyme and both pulled back, laughing awkwardly. Steffi caught Finn's eye. See, she whispered. Totally manageable. Finn raised a skeptical eyebrow but didn't argue. Kelly made decorations with construction paper. Hayes napped in his crib. And for a few blissful hours, Ridge and Taylor moved around each other in a rhythm that felt familiar, almost like watching two dancers who remembered every step but weren't sure if they should perform the whole routine again. Occasionally, Steffi saw Ridge watching Taylor when she wasn't looking. Occasionally, she saw Taylor glance at Ridge with a softness she seemed determined to conceal. But no one mentioned the past. No one mentioned heartbreaks or reunions or the woman whose name hovered like a ghost neither of them wanted to invoke today. It was Thanksgiving. Today was for peace. The dinner table. By late afternoon, the table was set, simple but elegant, with cream-colored candles, rosemary sprigs, and polished flatware. The coastline dimmed into shades of lavender and navy beyond the windows. Everyone sit, Steffi said, sounding more like a ringmaster than a hostess. Let's start before the kids revolt. The family gathered, Ridge at one side, Taylor at the other, Steffi between them like a diplomatic negotiator who also happened to be passing mashed potatoes. Ridge lifted his glass. Before we eat, I want to say something. Steffi froze. Finn froze. Even the stuffing seemed to brace itself. But Ridge's voice was gentle. I'm grateful, he said, eyes moving around the table, then landing, inevitably, on Taylor. For my family. For my daughter's strength. For today. Taylor's expression softened, and she placed a hand over her heart. She didn't speak, but her silence said enough. Finn went next, talking about health and gratitude for second chances. Kelly shouted that she was thankful for pie and the beach and that mommy and daddy loved her, even when she made slime on the carpet, which made everyone laugh. Then it was Taylor's turn. I'm thankful for the gift of being here, she said. For healing. For my children. And for the people who helped shape my life, even when the path wasn't easy.